So now that law enforcement's going through things overseas, when I was overseas, there are certain things that I have to let everyone know about myself from when I was overseas. The first fact is the fact that my mother raised me my entire life. And anyone who knows my mother knows that she's not a very religious person. In fact, does not really practice religion much at all, which means that at the age of 20 years old, when I was overseas, or maybe it was 21 years old when I was overseas, I was like any other person who would be 21 years old. I didn't have a religion. Um, yes, that is true. I did not have a religion at the age of 21. And if you actually have the facts and evidences, you will know that that is the absolute fact that I'm telling you right now. In fact, there would be serfs working in the house like Irshad, who would be Christians. Then I would just become Christian till it would ease my life and I would be able to benefit from it. That's just how I was when I was 21 years old. If you have the facts and evidences, you will know that I'm telling the truth. That's just how I was when I was 21 years old. There are certain things that you have to know about the place where I was living in when I was 21 years old, by the way. It was bought in the year 1996 for $25,000, which, accounting for inflation in the year 2026, would be $52,000. I'm not saying that that's how much the place is worth. I'm saying that it would take the time and effort it would take to raise $25,000 in the year 1996 is the same amount of time and effort it would take to raise $52,000 in the year 2026. So, for $52,000, you'd be able to find a similar place that was newly constructed in that city in the year 2026. So yes, that is the fact about that. Which $52,000 is not really that much, considering the fact that before I would quit my job, I would always make sure that I have at least $15,000 in savings to be able to quit my job. Now, the thing about it is just the fact that there are certain things you have to know about when I was overseas. So when I was overseas, obviously they cannot, if they have all the facts and evidences, they cannot claim that I was a terrorist in any way, shape, or form possible, since terrorists are radicals, a part of a certain religion that they have. My mother never raised me to be religious, due to which, when I was 21, I didn't have much of a religion to begin with. If there was a serf named Irshad and she was a Catholic Christian, I would just become a Catholic Christian for a little while. Mainly due to the fact that my mother never raised me to be religious my entire life. So that's how I was when I was 21 years old. Now, the thing that you have to remember is the entire time I was overseas, I was under the custody of my mother. My dad and I, we never lived together ever in my entire life. Even when I was overseas, I've never lived even in the same country as him, never talked to him on the phone, making it impossible for him to have had any influence on my life or environment whatsoever. Now, when I was overseas, Irshad was basically a serf. Okay, she wasn't a maid, she was a serf. Serfs are people that live in like these really small hut-like places, and they literally barely have much to eat. They just scrap by from whatever people give them from the places that they work at, and they earn about $20 a month or something of that sort of nature. If I would give Irshad money, it would only be the 800. I had $800 that I saved up from working at Home Depot before I went over there, that I would use to, if Irshad ever needed it for something, I would just give it to her from that money. Now, that money obviously lasted in a third world country for a while, mainly due to the fact that $1 is at least 100 rupees at any time. At least 100 rupees at any time. Right now, it's more than 300 rupees, obviously, because their country is fully bankrupt. But at any time, it was at least 100 rupees, which means that $800 would be a lot of money, and even a dollar would be almost 100 rupees. And I could take $100 bill, just take it to the nearest currency exchange, which would be across the street, get it changed over to their own country currency, and then use that. And that's the money that I gave to Irshad when I was there in the start. Obviously, the facts and evidences will clearly prove, if they have audio along with visual, the fact that I didn't have a religion when I went there, mainly due to the fact that my mother wasn't a really religious person. So at the age of 21, I wasn't a religious person. In fact, if they have all the facts and evidences, then they will find that I would just adopt the religion of my someone like Irshad working there as a serf, who was a Catholic Christian for a while, till it would just ease me in my life, and then I would just switch back to some other religion. That's just how I was at the age of 21. So the thinking that I would be some kind of a radical terrorist is out of the question, for one. The other thing that you have to remember is the fact that I never got any money from my dad, the Greedy Framer, or anyone else. It was either myself or my mother giving me the money. And if I gave Irshad any money, it was from my own money. Even right now, my dad, the Greedy Framer, has never had any money. Even right now, he does not even have a job right now. All he does is blackmail me with price tags of money all day long to get his gambling thrill from this trial. Okay, he's never even had a job his entire right now. Okay, he gets money from probably Ibrahim's dad, who sends him the money, and Ibrahim's dad's probably working his butt off as a pharmacist somewhere in some pharmacy. It's my profession. That's what my PharmD is for. So I know how hard pharmacists have to work, and he probably has to work really, really hard and then send my dad, the Greedy Framer, some money. That's how my dad, the Greedy Framer, is pretty much. Okay, so he doesn't have any money. And I had $800 that I took with me when I went overseas, and I used to cash it out, and $1 is more than 100 rupees. It's at least 100 rupees at any time. So right now it's more than 300 rupees, obviously, because their country's currency is bankrupt. But even at any time speaking, it was at least 100 rupees. Now, my dad, the Greedy Framer, obviously, he's sitting at home doing nothing. He's never been a medical doctor or anything of that sort. He just worked at hospitals to help people out over there, not a doctor or anything. He's never been licensed in any country in the world. If you don't believe me, you can ask law enforcement. They will tell you, just be like, what's the infographics incident? And law enforcement will tell you. He was kicked out of a hospital for trying to scam them into thinking that he was a medical doctor. He didn't ever go to that university he claimed he went to in Ireland. So he's just a liar, a scammer, and right now he's using this trial to lie in this trial to try to pressurize me in order to, he knows for a fact his lies won't last more than a day or so. They'll come to the conclusion of it. National security is no joking matter, and he's used it as a joke to try to lock up my brain savant. Right now, he knows that even if he lied, it's not going to last a day or so, and even if it did, no one's going to believe him. But he's using it to pressurize me into forcing me to accept these. This is from yesterday, not the day before yesterday, not a week ago, not a month ago. This is from yesterday. That is for 965,000 euros, not dollars, euros. He knows the currency he wants his money in. Okay, this is from yesterday, not the day before or a week before. This is from yesterday. This is 3.25 million euros, not dollars, euros. He knows exactly what currency he wants his money in. 1:33 p.m. yesterday. This is another one for yesterday. Same blackmail price tag, but at a different time. Same thing, 965,000 euros. That's this man. Okay, I never got a single penny from him ever in my entire life. It was my mother supporting me my entire life, or me working myself and using my own money. I never blackmailed anyone for a single penny ever in my entire life. But yeah, when you go through the facts and evidences overseas, that's what you're going to find out. The fact that that's just how I was. When I was overseas around the age of 21, my mother never raised me to be really religious, due to which when I was overseas, I didn't have a religion, to be honest. In fact, I would just adopt the religion of, let's say I became really good friends with Irshad, who used to work there. I just adopt her religion, which is a Catholic Christian, for a little while, and then I would just work that way till it benefited me. That's just how I was at that age, because my mother was never religious. She never really taught me much about religion in the first place. So that's just the way I became. So this notion of me being some sort of a radical terrorist is just, it's out of the question. If the facts and evidences are there, that's what you're going to find out. And the other thing is, you can literally see my brain savant evolving while I'm overseas, since literally that is all I would do all day is just study. Even though they have my brain savant locked up, up. They could hear all my whispers. As soon as it would leave my voice box, they could hear it in my brain through a brain scanner, which means that, it's just these theories that they're making up, nonsensical. Just find the facts and evidences and show that. And, the facts and evidences will prove that every single thing I'm saying about myself is the absolute truth. I treated everyone with love and respect, always in my life, whomever they might be. And yes, at one point I even adopted the religion of the woman that used to work at that place. Okay, that's just how I was. I was nice and kind towards everyone, and the money that I had was my own. I saved $800 working at a Home Depot, and then I took that with me. I converted it, and I would slowly give it to her or anything else that I would need for myself. It was no one else's money. Later on, my mother had to send me money because I didn't even have food. But yeah, that is the truth, and the facts and evidences will show that as well. So I just had to let these points be clear over there. I've never even remotely lived with my dad, the Greedy Framer, not even in the same country, ever in my life. Never talked to him on the phone, making it impossible for him or anyone else to have had any influence on my life or environment whatsoever. He's never had custody of me. It's only my mother. She's only the person I would talk to on the phone. She's the only house I would go back to. Okay, I've had nothing to do with this man who's been blackmailing me all day and night long for illegal assurances of millions of euros. Okay, millions of euros. This is yesterday. This is 3.25 million euros. And then after that, he asked me for forgiveness with the A-Mafi. Mafi basically means, this is from yesterday, by the way. Mafi basically means forgiveness to try to get money out of some other way possible. But this is a psychotic, delusional, deranged individual who's lied over and over and over and over again. You also have to remember the fact that right now, my dad, the Greedy Framer, is literally yelling at Ibrahim's greedy, envious mother, saying, "You betrayed me." The reason is she gave away the lies from January. Those were lies that he worked on for a very long time, very hard, and she gave it away to the government informant. Obviously, government informant is a free fabricator, so she's going to give it to him. Like, you're the car mechanic, I've got a broken car, can you fix all my problems, sort of thing. Free service, she's not going to deny that, so she gave it away. All the lies they had. Now he's got nothing, but obviously, so he's got nothing. So this is what he's doing right now, either begging me for forgiveness to try to get money assured that way, or he's sending me blackmail price tags. Okay, so yes, he's no source to be narrating in this trial after he's been banned from this trial after April, just like how he's been banned from England and the US, which means that these blackmail price tags are money price tags. He doesn't want that property in England where he cannot visit. He wants 3.25 million euros assured to him. That's what he wants. Okay, he's not going to want the property where he can't go to. He wants the 3.25 million euros assured to him before my brain savant that artificial intelligence has marked as literally the most profitable and rare in the world right now to be freed. So those are some facts I had to let everyone know about. And yes, you're going to see from me being overseas that I'm always smiling and happy. Nothing like this, nor am I dark skinned like this. If you want to see how I really look like, you have to look at September 15th, 2025, when I went to go get my brake patch changed, and morning of June 6th, D-Day 2025. So morning of D-Day, June 6th, 2025, and September 15th, 2025, to know how I really look like. And I'm always smiling. This is just a fake personality and fake look that they made me have in order for me to look bad in the courtroom. So thank you very much. That's all I had to say.